Well, what up, YouTube? Welcome to another episode of 5:30 Live, man. All right, so I wanted to give you guys a quick update here before I go into the gym. So, if you guys watched any of the previous videos, y'all know that I'm about to be a 36-year-old grandpa. So, my daughter, who's 37 weeks pregnant, wasn't feeling very well yesterday, so we ended up taking her to the ER, into the labor and delivery room, and turns out that the baby will be here 3 weeks early. So we are in the process of kind of getting this going. She's currently at the hospital. The wife and I kind of stepped out, left her and her boyfriend at the hospital to deal with things, but we are been rushing, been trying to get everything together. I wasn't able to edit and post my video yesterday due to that, but we'll get that posted. So if you guys are watching this, most likely that video is already posted, so make sure you guys go back and watch that. Make sure to like, subscribe. But yeah, man, we're doing well. Life's about to change drastically. I think we all knew this day was coming, but we didn't think it was coming this soon. And the last 9 months totally flew. So now I have another, little motivation to go even harder and hit my goal. 280. Not only do I got to live a long life for my wife and for my kids, but now my granddaughter as well. So got to be able to do all the things that little girl loves to do, run around and play with her and be the cool grandpa. So I'm excited for that, but just shows you how quick life is, man. I remember 9 months ago, my 17-year-old daughter was telling me that she was pregnant. She was scared out of her mind. And I think her and the dad are still scared out of their mind, but it's, my job as a father and my wife's job to guide them and be there for them every step of the way. I didn't foresee my daughter having a kid at 17 years old. As a father and my wife, we did everything to teach our kids and prep them for the situation, right? We were pretty open about how you get pregnant and things that are going to start to happen when you're a teen, especially going through high school. So we did everything to avoid it. But truth be told, it's in God's hands. God brought this child into this world. Not sure why. I'm sure I'm not sure why. I'm sure it's something that we'll learn as we go, but it's a blessing in disguise. And we have, no option other than to raise this baby, continue to raise my daughter and, her boyfriend and teach them the right ways. But we were blessed with a grandchild at 36. My buddy, my best friend, who's my brother, made a comment yesterday on a social media post that I posted about the baby, and I made a joke about, I wonder if I'll cry when the baby's here, and everybody's like, yeah. But he's like, yeah, I remember, 9 months ago you were telling me that Melody was pregnant and whatnot. You were upset about that, and I made a comment. It's like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. If you would have told me this, 2 years ago, I would have never foreseen myself having any grandkids. 2 years ago, I didn't see myself living long enough to be able to say, hey, I'm a grandpa. So I made a lot of drastic changes over my life. I don't know if, God told me 2 years ago, hey, it's time to lose weight because you're going to be a grandfather soon, and your daughter and your wife and the grandbaby are going to need you. So let's get it together. But I made the decision to change my life and for the better, for my family. And then I was gifted with the grandbaby. So yeah, like I said, if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I would have seen myself being a grandfather, probably not. I didn't see myself living 2 years ago. I was slowly killing myself with food and, numbing whatever pains I was dealing with, and just kind of going through life. And now here we are 170 pounds lighter, about to be a grandfather, and still, you know, trending in the right direction as far as weight loss. So that just goes to show you that when you apply yourself and you focus, anything is possible. So I'm excited. Right now, I'm trying to keep my cool. I'm going through a lot of emotions, you know, trying to just stay strong. Obviously, we're bringing a baby into this world at 37 weeks, so it's 3 weeks early. It's a full-term baby, but it's still going to be an adjustment. You know, we had to go home yesterday and rush. We had to put the car seat in the car, clean the house, all the little minor things that need to be done before a baby is welcomed here, right? So, man, I'm extremely excited. I'd be lying to you guys if you know, if I didn't say, hey, I'm scared. The wife's scared, but, you know, luckily for my daughter, she was raised in a loving home. So this grandbaby is going to be loved and cared for like no other. She's going to be spoiled rotten. I don't want to admit that right now, but yeah, I'm going to go in, get this workout. A lot of you are probably like, hey, well, what are you doing at the gym when your daughter's, you know, in labor? Well, it's going to be a long labor. They had to induce her. I decided the hardest thing for me to do was to step aside and let my daughter and her boyfriend kind of use this opportunity to grow up. So we did what we needed to do, dropped off supplies. But from here, you know, before I left the room, I looked at him and I said, hey, welcome to the family. And all I ask is that you take care of my daughter during this process. So I use this opportunity to allow them to grow up, be there for each other, and not interfere and get in the middle of that. And trust me, the dad in me wanted to stay there and protect my daughter, right, and make sure she was good through it all. But I need them to grow up, because at the end of the day, they chose to bring this, you know, they chose to bring this child into this world. We're going to be there and we're going to guide them, but I will not raise this baby for them. I will guide them for sure. But financially, they will, and mentally, they will go through the same struggles that the wife and I did at a young age when we decided to bring her into this world, right? We were dirt poor. We were going through life. We were only 18 years old. And I used her, my daughter, as my motivation in life to progress in my career and everything that I needed to do, versus going down, you know, the wrong road with the drugs and everything as a young teen, the ghetto ways, whatever we want to call them. So this is their opportunity to grow up, and I had to step away from that. And trust me, it was very, very difficult, but this is where I needed to be the strong person and tell my wife, hey, we need to step away. Let's go. We'll go home, get a little bit of rest, and we'll be back there tomorrow morning whenever we're needed. So overnight, you know, they did what they were supposed to. They started the induction process. So she's being induced. She's dilated to 1 centimeter at the moment. And from now on, we just wait. I'm going to get my 3-hour workout in. I'm going to go get, you know, my hour of cardio. I'm going to hit shoulders. I'm going to hit abs. And I am going to continue to work hard and push myself past any limit that I knew I had for my daughter and my family and that new baby that we are bringing into this world. So I'm blessed to be given another day of life. I'm blessed that God, you know, chose to bless me with this baby. I'm excited for it. I'm scared, but we're going to get through this, you know, together as a family. And yeah, hopefully the next videos you guys see is a longer one, is the journey of welcoming this little bundle of joy into this world. I'm excited to share that with you guys, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'm gonna go get in the gym, get this workout in, kind of take my mind, ease my mind off a little bit, work on myself, and then go on dad and grandpa duty. So join me for the journey, guys. I know right now my words are all over the place. I know a lot of this probably didn't make sense. I'm still trying to get comfortable on camera, and I'm trying to tell my story. And yeah, so let's go put in the work, and we'll check in later.
Yeah, I figured it might be like a mile. Right. All right, ladies, lots of us. Here we go. When you want. Friday. At 6.
I'm leaving that in there.
I like that.
You know I will too.
I know. Yeah, you will. What is Officer John say? Go have a good day. Have a great day. I did. I have to use my chiropractor. Just haven't been really long. Like, it's been like probably about 8 months.
What's up, guys? All right, so we're just checking in here. We got about 40 minutes of cardio in. We just got doing about 20 minutes of abs. Finish our shoulder session. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm fucking exhausted. I'm tired. I didn't sleep well with all the baby stuff. Kind of been all over the place. So I think I've said this before, but normally on the days that you're tired, I definitely recommend pushing yourself, making those the days that you go hard. It creates a solid mental state. It makes you tough mind. You're able to push through it. You're able to put in that work when you don't want to, when your body doesn't want to. Sitting here looking at my gym app, man. Haven't taken a day off in nearly 2 months, pretty close to 2 months. So been hitting a daily hour and 20 minutes of cardio, abs every other day, plus our strength training exercise. It's actually very difficult for me to take a day off. I got to get my mental health right, and the gym's kind of been my place to escape, put some music in, don't talk to nobody. Half the people probably think I'm a dick, but I tend to come in here, just kind of focus on myself for two hours, depending on the workout, 2.5 hours, put in the work and get done with it. But we just finished up. We're gonna do another 30 minutes of cardio. We're gonna go do a quick fat boy posing session in the posing room, just to kind of get a physique update, see where we're currently at, since I haven't actually done one for YouTube. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the posing room. Welcome to another episode of Car Talk. We just got done at the gym. We are going to go run a couple of errands for the wife, and then we are going to head to the hospital for grandpa duties. So, oh boy, solid workout. I was a little tired, but I finally woke up. Woke up at 5:30 a.m., 5 a.m. actually. We're 11,000 steps into the day, and it's only 9 a.m., so solid day. I wanted to make sure to get this workout done before heading back to the hospital or having to worry about it later. I caught myself yesterday in the midst of everything going on, all the running around back and forth and whatnot. One, not eating my meals like normally timed, and then two, when I got to eating something, it was just junk. So I caught myself stress eating. Luckily, while we were stress eating, I was able to kind of call it out and tell my wife to take certain things away from me, so we didn't overeat. Probably ate about 2,500 calories. It wasn't bad at all, but some of it was junk, right? Candy, snacking while we were driving and whatnot. And I got to remind myself that during, stressful situations like this, especially having a baby and running back and forth to the hospital, that things aren't going to be perfect. They simply aren't. So I got to allow life to just happen and take it one day at a time, take it a minute at a time, an hour at a time, day at a time, whatever you want to call it. So, not too worried. We are, like I said, going to go run a couple of errands for the wife. Then we are going to head home, get showered up, and go spend the rest of the day at the hospital. Hopefully the baby arrives later today or tomorrow morning, who knows, but might go watch Disclosure Day with the wife, get out of the hospital a little bit, just because life's hectic. And I don't know about y'all, but hospitals are fucking depressing. What about you over there, Grandma?